Alright, after UFC 289, Amanda Nunes retires. Julianna Pena just starts some sort of controversy in the Octagon, or at least in the crowd, I should say. There's also a vacant title now open. There's a lot on the line, and a lot of stuff to talk about post UFC 289. What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. If you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And like I said, we're trying to hit 12K by the end of the month, so if you guys could help us out with that goal and hit the subscribe button, I'd very much appreciate that. We're also trying to hit 20K by the end of the year, and I didn't do a tough review of the episode last night. As you guys know, the Ultimate Fighter aired last night, the third episode. I usually do a review. I didn't really do one just because nothing really happened, but if you guys do want to see it and you guys are interested, I will do a video. You guys just have to comment in the comment section below, and I will do it. And that goes with any video, so if you guys want me to make any video, just comment and I'll get to it. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's just get into this. Alright, Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana took place last weekend at UFC 289. A lot of stuff to talk about. I want to briefly just talk about the fight and my thoughts on it. Irene Aldana really had nothing for Amanda Nunes. You know, it was a pretty dominant win. I kind of talked about it in my prediction video. I did predict Amanda Nunes by unanimous decision, which I went 2-0 in predictions last weekend. You know, nobody's talking about this incredible streak I'm on, you know, with pay-per-views. I've been predicting them like crazy. But anyway, I did expect Irene Aldana to have a good first round, and that didn't happen. And Irene Aldana's problem was a problem that I had said in my prediction video, and it's that sometimes when she goes forward, she sometimes just has her hands up, doesn't throw anything, lacks volume, and Irene Aldana is kind of a counter striker, let's be honest. And sometimes counter strikers, depending on who they are, might not have a lot of volume. It might be looking for that one shot to put out their opponent, and that's what Irene Aldana did that whole time for Amanda Nunes, except she really didn't seem to want to find that shot either. Like, she really didn't do much in the fight. She got brutalized, taken down, and it was a dominant performance by Amanda Nunes. But at the end of the fight, obviously, as you guys know, Amanda Nunes decided to retire, laid down her belt, laid down her gloves, retired, and said, hey, I'm done, which I think it's a perfect time to retire. Amanda Nunes wasn't going to get anything by rematching Julianna Pena or Raquel Pennington. There really wasn't anything left for her to do, so I thought it was a perfect time to retire. She fought a fresh opponent, another name in her resume, and it's time to just pack it up, whatever, you know. Amanda Nunes has an incredible life, tons of money, opened up her new gym, wants to start coaching, so I'm sure she's still going to be in the MMA scene to some degree, but that's it in terms of fighting. Like, we're no longer going to see Amanda Nunes. And obviously, Julianna Pena had a problem with this, which I want to talk about in this video. Why do so many people have a problem with Julianna Pena? Well, I'm going to talk about it here, and I might actually defend her, believe it or not. Now, obviously, Julianna Pena and Amanda Nunes both have an intense rivalry against each other. Both talk shit before the UFC 269 matchup where they first fought. Obviously, Amanda Nunes lost that fight, incredible upset. Julianna Pena submitted her in the second round, and to me, it kind of was just a mistake on Amanda Nunes' part. I thought she kind of went in for the kill a little too early, found some success against Julianna Pena and underestimated her, didn't think she would be as tough as she was, and eventually Amanda Nunes just gassed out because she was just trying to hit Julianna so hard and knock her out, and then Julianna just got the back. Obviously, they ran it back about 6 months later or so, and Amanda Nunes dominated her from bell to bell, won every single round. A very impressive performance, if I'm going to be honest. Even her last fight was very impressive, and a lot of people might say she shouldn't retire, but I just don't think there's so much to gain from her fighting again. It's rare we see a fighter, you know, go out on top, because normally fans are like asking for more, but I think this was honestly one of the most perfect retirements. Everybody understands, everybody knows she's the female GOAT. There is an argument for Valentina Shevchenko, but I just think when you look at Valentina's resume, it doesn't really stack up well against Amanda Nunes's. Like, Amanda has Miesha Tate, Ronda Rousey, Chris Cyborg, but the flyweight division, at least when Valentina Shevchenko was the champion, I felt wasn't very established. I felt was very new. Obviously, there was like one other champion before her, but for the most part, she was really the only champion, and I just feel like the Bantamweight fighters that Amanda Nunes fought were leagues better above most of the fighters that Valentina Shevchenko fought, and plus Valentina Shevchenko obviously lost to Alexa Grasso. Some people think she lost against Talia Santos last year, and obviously, most importantly, it has 2 losses to Amanda Nunes, and yes, I know the second one was pretty close, but either way, I think it's pretty undeniable that Amanda is the female GOAT. But regardless, she's gone, and Julianna Pena, like I said, is pissing people off. If you guys missed it, during Amanda's retirement speech, Julianna Pena, you know, was yelling from the crowd, you know, talking shit, saying that she shouldn't compare herself to Anderson Silva, saying how she shouldn't retire, and basically how she's ducking a trilogy fight against Julianna Pena, which I can't even say with a straight face, but I'll show you guys the clip.
Don't compare yourself to Anderson Silva! Do not compare yourself to Anderson Silva! Shut up! Whoa!
Yeah, so as you guys can see, she was very obviously annoyed, and I'm gonna defend Julianna Pena here. You know, a lot of people are saying, hey, this was classless, she should grow up, she's annoying. Guys, listen, this isn't personal. A lot of people are saying that, you know, this was disrespectful towards Amanda. She's not disrespecting Amanda. She doesn't hate Amanda. This isn't one of those things where Amanda's just like a random old fighter and Julianna's talking shit and basically just trying to ruin their retirement. Guys, there's belts on the line. There's a lot of money on the line, like a life-changing amount of money on the line, and as well as a life-changing name like Amanda Nunes on Julianna Pena's resume. You gotta sympathize with her a little bit because she's not mad about Amanda Nunes. She's mad about the belt. She's mad about her legacy. She's annoyed that her legacy is now going to be forever affected. Everybody will now consider Amanda Nunes the better fighter, and while I agree with that, and while I think 1000% Amanda would have dominated Julianna Pena again in a rematch, Julianna doesn't believe that. Julianna thinks she could beat Amanda Nunes, and hell, she did. Nobody believed the first time she would. So from her perspective, you guys have to be a little bit more understanding. I would get it if Amanda really didn't have any belts, but belts are on the line. Julianna wins the belt next. Everyone is going to say that, you know, she just won it because Amanda retired and Amanda would destroy her like she did the last fight, and Julianna's legacy is now forever affected because, like I said, everyone is now going to think Amanda is the better fighter, and while I agree with that, it's unfair for Julianna, and I do think that Amanda retired at a good time. I didn't want to see a third fight between them, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying from her perspective, I totally get it. I don't think it was classless. I don't think it was disrespectful, and the thing I admire about Julianna Pena is she does try to sell fights. She does care about the fans. She will play heel or whatever you guys want to say. She'll definitely talk shit just to get the fans excited. Definitely made that UFC 269 matchup a little bit more interesting at the press conference. I felt after she won, she wasn't talking trash as much, which I found annoying, but she was kind of back at it, trying to sell the UFC 289 pay-per-view before she had to pull out, of course, but they did that whole thing on Sports Center or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, whatever it was, but they had like a little bit of a face-to-face where she was talking trash, and a lot of the time these fighters don't want to talk trash. You know, it's scary going into a fight, let alone talking trash and having to now back that up. Julianna is only doing that for the fans, and I gotta admire her for it. I do like Julianna Pena. I think she definitely is overhated, and although I don't think she's as good as a fighter as she probably thinks she is, and I definitely have a lot of criticism about her as a fighter, I do appreciate her toughness, and I appreciate what she does for the fans, and I think a lot of people have to lay off her a little bit. But we have a vacant title. Who is going to fight for that title? I'm going to say right now, my prediction is I think they're going to have Raquel Pennington versus Julianna Pena, UFC 293 in Sydney, Australia. Now, whenever there's a vacant title, I find the UFC likes to fill this vacant title pretty quickly. We saw when Henry Cejudo retired. About a month or two later, we had Aldo versus Jan for the vacant title, and I think John Jones vacated his title like June 2020, July 2020, and about 2 months later, we had Reyes and Jan fighting for that title. The only time it really wasn't filled up quickly was when Khabib retired, but of course they wanted Khabib to unretire, and they were waiting for that whole situation. But even then, there were some talks about McGregor Dustin 2 being for the vacant title, which was less than 2 months later. There are some other women that I think could fight for the title, which I'm going to mention, but Raquel Pennington, obviously coming off of a lot of wins, was supposed to fight Irene Aldana just a couple weeks ago as a fight night main event got canceled because Irene Aldana had to fill in for Julianna Pena. So I think she deserves the title shot. She got screwed over massively. She was the backup. She didn't get chosen to fight Amanda Nunes, and the UFC kind of owes her a little bit. So I think they're going to have her fight Julianna Pena, and the reason I think they're going to pick Pena is because Dana White kind of alluded to this, and also I find the UFC kind of likes Julianna Pena. They tend to market her a little bit better. They were going to let Julianna fight Amanda for the third time, but obviously that didn't go through. But Julianna didn't really deserve that trilogy at all, if we're going to be honest. So I think that's the matchup that's going to be made. I think it's going to be made relatively quickly. A co-main event, whoever is going to fight in Australia, whether that be Adesanya or John Jones or whoever that be. A lot of things still up in the air with that. Other girls that can fight for the title, Holly Holm is going to fight Bueno Silva in just a couple weeks. I think if Bueno Silva doesn't win, I could see Holly Holm fighting Julianna Pena for the title. Julianna Pena and Holly Holm were supposed to fight, I think in 2020 or 2021, whatever year it was, wound up getting canceled for whatever reason. I think Holly Holm had to pull out, which I think led to Julianna getting a title shot. Another person that can fight for the title, Irene Aldana, is also up for consideration. She obviously just lost to Amanda Nunes. I don't think this will happen because the UFC does like to have fast turnarounds when it comes to a vacant title, and Irene Aldana did take a lot of damage against Amanda Nunes, and also I don't think it's good to have someone that just lost to the champion in a vacant title fight. That's one of the reasons why they didn't have Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler or Justin Gaethje versus Charles Oliveira in 2021 when they wanted to have a vacant title. They wanted a new champion that hadn't fought Khabib. So I don't think they're going to do Irene Aldana. Another person that could possibly fight for the title, and someone that I think is the second most probable option, is a returning Germaine de Randamie. She hasn't fought in a long time, and she announced recently that she wants to return in the fall. The title fight can happen at any time this year, probably going to happen before the year ends. Now, the reason I don't think this will happen is because Germaine de Randamie did beat Julianna Pena before she submitted her, and I think they want Julianna Pena a part of this title fight, and I don't think a rematch with Germaine de Randamie really sells at all. I think they want a fresh matchup, Raquel Pennington, Julianna Pena. So yeah, I'm guessing that, no doubt in my mind, I would probably bet a lot of money that it's the matchup that they're going to make, and then maybe the winner fights Holly Holm, depending if she wins. Also, Germaine de Randamie's in the mix. A lot of options there, but I think the Bantamweight division is going to get a lot better. I think now that there isn't such a dominant champion, we're going to see the same thing thing to happen to light heavyweight, where now light heavyweight is so interesting because there isn't a dominant champion, because now we have all these even matchups. And now it's going to get to a point where every fight there's stakes on the line. It isn't no longer a who's going to be next to just feed to Amanda. There's going to be actual people that could beat each other, and I think that's very interesting, and I'm excited for that fight. I got Raquel Pennington, to be honest, but we're going to see what happens in that matchup. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. I know this was a bit lengthy of a video, but I wanted to talk about everything, and I thought it was pretty interesting what's going on. That's my guess, though. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Please hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. We're trying to get to 12K by the end of the month, 20K by the end of the year. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.